While Aruba is one of the best beach vacation destinations out there are some things that you need to know before you go. So in this video, we'll cover the 15 things you need to know before you dive into the beautiful turquoise waters of Aruba. Now, I'm Kendra Lucas.
And I'm David Lucas of Lucas World Travel. And we spent a month on Aruba as a workcation. So we really got to dive deep into everything Aruban. So in this video, we'll cover things like money, what to bring, where to stay, how to get around, and just how safe Aruba is. So let's go ahead and dive into the first things you need to know, which is money.
Yes, the currency in Aruba is the florin, but everywhere accepts both florins and US dollars equally. But this does get confusing because some prices are listed in US dollars and some are listed in florin. So you really have to ask around and also read your menu thoroughly to see what currency the prices are in. Now, Google's exchange rate currently says that $1 US equals 180 florins, but everywhere that we shopped gave an exchange rate of 175. So you might get a little extra 5-cent savings paying in florins if your bank does give you that more favorable rate at the ATM. You can easily get both florins and US dollars out of any ATM though. It's just your personal preference whether you want to play around with a new currency or if you want to stick with US dollars throughout your trip. If you're paying by credit card, then you will be charged in US dollars 100% of the time. For whatever reason, I couldn't use my credit card to pay in florins, as I think paying in florins is only reserved for local cards. But the vast majority of places take credit cards. There were only a couple of food stalls and vendors that take cash only.
Now, the best place to stay is on the West Coast. There's where most of the resort, restaurants, and activities are, so it puts you in a very good location. The best beaches to stay by include Palm Beach, Eagle Beach, and DV Beach. In general, every beach on the West Coast is nice. However, Montego Beach was our least favorite beach on the West Coast because the water was much more choppy there, harder to swim, so harder to relax. All of the other beaches, the water is much calmer, so it's easy to sit out in the ocean with your little inflatable chair and chill the whole day.
Yes, that's one thing I wish we thought to bring, an inflatable lounge chair. Now, this obviously is not a necessity, but when we saw people floating on their rafts with a beer in their hand, I was slightly jealous. So if you have room in your luggage, definitely bring a floater so you can enjoy the ocean even more.
It's also useful to bring snorkels and fins if you enjoy snorkeling. We love snorkeling at Baby Beach and at Tres Trapi Beach because you can see turtles there in the morning. You can also see some fish at Arashi Beach as well. However, if you're going to chill at Palm Beach or Eagle Beach, then bringing a snorkel is not necessary, as there's not much to see in the water. Fins could be optional as well. Fins are useful at Tres Trapi, but unnecessary at Baby Beach and Arashi Beach.
Now, to get around the island, you can either take the bus, take a tour, or rent a car. Buses are great for getting from the hotel zone around Palm Beach and Eagle Beach into the capital of Oranjestad and also going up north to Arashi Beach to do some sightseeing. Bus fare is $2.60 USD per person, and the bus stops are clearly labeled so it's easy to figure out where to wait for the bus. You can also use this website to check out the bus schedule. But there's a lot more to see in Aruba than just Oranjestad and Arashi Beach. So for that, I recommend renting a car. We got a weekly rental with Drive for Cheap for $230 per week, which came out to about $32 per day. And we can highly recommend them as an affordable car rental. With a rental, we could see things like the Karabari rock formation, go for a wine tasting at Alta Vista Winery, see the beautiful murals at St. Nicholas, and see one of the best beaches on the island, Baby Beach. You really can do and see a lot with a small economy car. However, if you want to go see the more rugged northern coast of the island, including the cave pool, the natural bridge, and the natural pool, then you'll need to rent a 4x4 vehicle for one day. Renting a Jeep can cost you as much as $200 per day, for example. But we found that Isuzu 4x4 pickup truck with Amigo car rental for only $90 a day. In our pickup, we were able to check out the old gold mines, the cave pool, and the natural bridge, which is a really easy, gentle, off-the-road experience. But just know that going to the natural pool, Conchi, inside the Aranova National Park is a really rough and very bumpy journey. It was legitimately tough to navigate, and we were jostled around quite a bit in the vehicle. It was still worth doing though. I'll also include links to some tour options in the description box below. There's some fun ATV options to consider there.
Now regarding the weather, we found the weather in Aruba to be very pleasant. It's consistently warm, around 70 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit, but it's dry and windy, so you won't get as sweaty as some of the more wet and humid islands. Most days are clear, sunny, and windy. When it does rain though, usually it rains for about 10 or 20 minutes, then it's done. Aruba normally gets 15 inches of rain a year, and most of that rain falls during the rainy season between September and December. And even during the rainy season, Aruba never gets big storms such as hurricanes like the other Caribbean islands do. So the chances of the weather ruining your trip to Aruba is very low. That's why many people enjoy going there.
The sun is strong though. Because of my melanin, I usually don't have any problems being in the sun. But Aruba is a different level of sun because I actually got burned there. I even put on sunblock that day, but I made the mistake of not reapplying sunblock, resulting in burns to my shoulders. So just remember that when the bottle says reapply every 80 minutes, take that very seriously in Aruba, especially when the sun is at its strongest between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. And naturally, also bring hats and sunglasses as they are really useful for making the sun more tolerable.
Now in Aruba, they speak many languages. The main local language is called Papiamento, which is a mix of several languages. The people also speak Dutch because Aruba was a former Dutch colony prior to 1986. They also speak English and speak Spanish due to their close proximity to South America.
And while in Aruba, I only met one person who didn't speak English. She spoke Spanish, so I was still able to communicate with her just fine with Spanish. But if English is your only language, it's going to be easy for you to talk to everyone in Aruba, so you don't have to worry about a language barrier there.
Another good thing about Aruba is that you can drink the water, so bring a water bottle with you. There's no need to waste money on bottled water here.
In terms of food to try in Aruba, because it's an island, it's good to try the seafood there. The most flavorful seafood that we had on the island was at Red Fish Restaurant. The blackened fish fillet and shrimp was so delicious that we ordered it twice while we were in Aruba. Another good option is Z Rover, which has some of the most affordable seafood on the island. The only problem there are the long lines, so you have to be able to allow at least 2 to 3 hours if you want to eat there. They do have a nice sea view though. The best thing I ate on the island though is called keshi yena, which is a local dish that's like a savory chicken stew with Gouda cheese melted on the top. This dish was so delicious that I still dream about it. I tried this one in Oranjestad at Iguana Joe's, which is a nice place to eat as they have a nice view of Main Street while you eat.
Another thing that people often wonder is how safe is Aruba? The short answer is very safe. So safe, in fact, that Kendra and I even felt safe leaving our bags unattended on the beach, which is something we rarely do. We usually always take turns swimming so someone can watch our stuff, But in Aruba, we felt safe enough to leave our stuff on the shore to go snorkeling. Naturally, in the safest countries, doing this is risky. Crime of opportunity could still happen. But I'm just saying that Aruba made us let our guard down enough to do that. And according to getnews.org, Aruba's overall crime is lower than that of the US, which, let's be honest, that's not hard to do. But what's really impressive is that Aruba only had 12 robberies in all of 2007 and 0 rapes in 2008. Those are impressively low stats in my opinion, and just further my feeling that Aruba is a very safe country.
Now, the only thing that made us feel uneasy in Aruba were the dogs. It's very common for people to have guard dogs in Aruba. However, the problem is that these dogs are not always properly locked up. So while we were walking through neighborhoods to go to the grocery store or to go to the pharmacies, someone's dog would follow us down the street, growling and barking at us while we walked. It was very scary, and it happened with 3 different dogs in 3 different neighborhoods. Luckily, none of these dogs bit us, but it's always a big worry. But this will only be a concern if you're renting an Airbnb in a residential area like we did. If you're a hotel or resort traveler, you probably won't have to worry about this. There are some dogs on the beaches and the resort area as well, but those dogs are pretty friendly because they're not territorial on a public beach. The dogs only get territorial when they're in front of their houses. So if you walk by anyone's house, there's a chance that their dog will scare you half to death.
Other than the dogs, the vibe in Aruba is so chill and relaxing. Even the drivers were chill. They didn't seem rushed or in a hurry. For example, drivers regularly stopped and let Kendra and I walk across the street, even when we were not in a crosswalk. They were just that nice and easygoing. This makes it easy to relax in Aruba.
If you plan on doing any grocery shopping while you're in Aruba, then you should plan to bring reusable grocery bags. Aruba is trying to do away with single-use plastics on the island, so you will not be able to get any free plastic bags to put your groceries in there. Naturally, you can always buy reusable bags there, but if you already have them at home, save some money and bring them with you when you come.
Lastly, it's useful to know that Aruba has North American style outlets at 120 volts. So if you're coming from the US or Canada, then you will not need to bring any outlet adapters. If you're coming from Europe, then you will need to bring the 2 flat parallel pin adapters. So we hope these tips can make your time in Aruba a great one. And if you think we left anything off, please help your fellow travelers out and leave your essential Aruba travel tips in the comments below.
And up next, we'll be posting our guide to all the best things to do in Aruba. So be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to get even more useful travel tips from the Caribbean. As always, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for sharing with all your travel pals, and happy travel planning. Until next time. Bye!